Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Denise with Lazy K Homestead. Well, today I thought I would make some lemon scones. Real easy recipe. Most everything you might already have in your pantry and your fridge. And I like those kind of recipes because I don't have to worry about running to the store. So, before I get started, I'd like to ask y'all if you would like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really like to grow my channel a little more than it is, if you don't mind. If you tell your friends and neighbors about my channel, if they're interested, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, well, let's get to the recipe here. It's, like I said, it's really easy. I'm going to go ahead and lower my tripod so you can see what I'm doing down here. So, here we go. All right, we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm just going to sift that, and I use white lily because I think it's the best for baking. When I lived in Virginia, I had never heard of white lily, and since I'm in Tennessee, I have come to know this, and I really love the quality. Okay, so we've got our flour sifted, and what we're going to do is add our dry ingredients. Okay, and that is a 1/4 cup of sugar. And I have together in here 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just go ahead and put all that in there. And I'm going to mix all of this around really fast with my dough. I just love this thing. I got it for Christmas. It's a dough mixer. Okay, so now to that we're going to add 1/2 cup of cold butter. And I grated mine, and I've got it in the fridge, so let me grab that. You want to keep it as cold as possible. And here it is grated. I'm just going to go ahead and add that in here. Because with grating it or letting it sit out on your counter, it'll get to room temperature pretty fast. I've got the wood stove on, and my oven is preheated right now to 350. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this around with this dough whisk. And it's going to kind of resemble crumbs in here with the butter and the flour together. You want to make sure it's all mixed well. Just lifting up that flour with the butter. Okay. Let me make sure I've got it in view. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our lemon zest. And we want 1.5 teaspoons of lemon zest. I went ahead and I zested this, but I also went through it with my knife because I wanted all the oils to release from my lemon zest. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that through. Just mix it through so everything is nicely incorporated. Okay. And now we're going to add our wet ingredients. And that is going to be 1/2 cup of buttermilk. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in there. All right. I'm using the dough whisk. Just going to go ahead and mix it out round. Okay. And this is going to be a sticky dough, so you're going to want to turn it out onto a floured surface, which I already have ready. You can see it right here. I use this dough mat, plastic dough mat. I got it at Walmart. I think it was less than $10. Okay. And I'm just going to take my hand and go through it because you're going to want it to be in a ball. And I'm going to turn it out onto my floured surface. And I'm going to continue to mix it, get it together. There we go. And you can see that I've got it into a dough ball, and you want to go ahead and kind of knead this a few times till you can feel that the flour and the butter and the buttermilk is all incorporated. Okay. All right, I think we're where I want to be. Okay, now you're going to want to go ahead and transfer this dough ball to a cooking sheet, a cookie sheet, baking sheet. Okay, and I've got parchment paper. You can go ahead and you can put it on greased, whatever you've got. And what I'm doing now is just patting it out by hand to at least an 8-inch circle. Trying to make sure I've got it all not cracking or anything. And it's probably maybe a 1/2 inch tall. All right. Okay. So we've got that into our 8-inch circle. We grab a knife. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just cut this in triangles. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this, so I know they're even. As much as possible. Okay. And one more time. All right. Now I am not going to remove these. I'm not going to separate them. I want them to stay just like this while they're baking. So my next step is I'm going to take some 1/2 and 1/2, and I'm just going to lightly glaze these raw doughs. There we go. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to sprinkle some white sugar on top. And I've got that right here. Now if you can find coarse white sugar, that would even be better, but I'm just using what I've got here at the house. Okay. Make sure they're all the same. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put these in my preheated 350-degree oven for 20 minutes or until the edges are all nicely brown. So let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. And as soon as they're done, guys, I will be back. So I'll see you in a minute. Hey, welcome back. Well, it's been 25 minutes, and I left them in the round circle. I didn't separate them, and the reason I did that is because I wanted the height on these scones. So let me go ahead and put my tripod down so you can see what I'm doing and see how beautiful these are. Okay. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to go ahead and put these on a plate. And then I'm going to go ahead and make up a glaze to go on top. And I'm just really happy with this. I was thinking the other day when I was making biscuits, you know, biscuits touch when they're baking. And I'm always kind of disappointed in my scones because sometimes they're flat. And boy, these aren't. Just beautiful. And they smell so good. You can smell the lemon in there with that lemon zest. Every one of them, just beautiful. Yeah, and they're not falling apart or anything. Okay, let me remove this. We'll put this down here and make our lemon glaze. Now, you don't have to make a lemon glaze if you don't want to. I am because I think it looks pretty. And it adds just a little bit of sweetness. This whole recipe only had a 1/4 cup of sugar in it, so it's not a whole lot of sugar. Of course, they're not savory, but they're not going to be super sweet. So let's get started. There's the scones. Aren't they pretty? All right, so what I'm going to do first, I've got 1 cup of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to put my whisk through it. It's dry, but I just want to make sure there's no lumps or anything in there, because that can happen. And then I'm going to put this down. What I'm going to do next is I have lemon juice from my lemon that I zested. And I didn't squeeze the whole thing because you don't need all of that. I'm just going to go ahead and pour that. A little less than a tablespoon. I'm just going to mix that around in here because I just want the flavor to get in here with the powdered sugar. Okay. And my real liquid is going to be the milk. Okay. So I've just got regular milk, and I'm just going to pour just a little bit because you know it doesn't take much to make a glaze with liquid and powdered sugar. And I think I might go ahead and just change to a 4 because my bowl is really not big enough. Alrighty. There we go. All right, we're going to need a little bit more milk, and this is kind of eyeballing it. I've seen recipes before that I've used that said so much liquid to your powdered sugar, and a lot of times that's too much. You end up adding more powdered sugar. So I just kind of eyeball it. Okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and mix that up. And it's going to be thick. Now I want that to be a little bit thinner, so I'm just going to add maybe a drop, okay, of the milk. And you might think, well, that lemon juice and milk's going to curdle. Well, it doesn't if you do it the way I just did it, which is just blend it in with your powdered sugar first and then add your milk after that. Okay, let's see what that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to bring my scones over. All right, and what I'm going to do is bring back my whisk. I like to use a whisk when I'm applying a glaze because I think it does a really good job. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just go over it like this, just like so. And it just really makes a pretty glaze. And you guys can put however much you want on there. A little bit or a lot. It depends on your taste. Okay, I think that's what I'm just going to put on there. Just so every one of them has a pretty little glaze on. And there they are. Lemon scones from scratch. Homemade. Super easy. Basically with everything that you would have in your pantry, in your fridge. Nothing special. So I hope you guys will try this. And you'll enjoy it. And hopefully Willis and I will have another video this weekend. So I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. Bye.